everyone, it's your girl Felicia. Hi Felicia. Today I'm gonna dig up an old recipe that's been around for years. It is an old-fashioned butter rolls. This recipe is super easy, requires little ingredients, and I know you can make it and it will be one that your family will love as well. With no delays, let's get to it. All right, I got my large bowl and my flour is ready. I'm gonna pour my flour in. And also next I'm gonna add my butter. Cause this recipe been around for a long time and I'm gonna add a little butter at a time. This is one stick. And you can use a pastry cutter or a knife or your hands. And what you want to do, you want to make sure that you take it. I'm going to use the fork and I'm going to cut through this flour. And you want to make sure you get it to like small crumbles. And it's really like how you make, you're making some biscuits. And like I said, this recipe been around for years and people use different things. And so my mom used to sometimes use shortening and butter, but mostly she would use butter because it is a butter roll. So I'm gonna add the rest of my butter. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing this until you get those little crumbles. All right, this is a texture that you want. You see the little crumbs, crumbly crumbs? And this is self-rising flour. You want to use self-rising, but some people do use plain. But if you use self-rising, you don't have to add the salt and all the other stuff. So 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 stick of butter, and you're gonna make sure your butter is a little on the cooler side, cool butter, a little soft, but not room temperature soft. So next we're gonna add in our milk, and I'm starting off with a 1/2 cup. So you want to add milk in a little at a time, and I'm gonna still use my fork for right now. This can be a little messy, and especially when you get ready to roll everything out. And anybody that make homemade biscuits or anything requiring rolling, know it can be messy. And I sometimes don't like that sticky stuff on my hands, as I had told you, but I sometimes put my gloves on. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. The rest of this. And if you need to add any more milk, some people don't use milk and they use water. And I know my mom had done it both ways. And back then, moms and grandmothers, they used to make these simple ingredients. I mean, simple desserts like tea cakes and home cake breads and all this stuff. So this is, you wanted to make sure it come together pretty good. And that's just what's going on. So right now I'm gonna make adjustments and I'm gonna put my gloves on. And you wanna let it try to come together. You need my fork right here. And we're just gonna press it together. This is what you wanna do. You want your dough to be soft. So this is pretty soft. Because if it's still like a little stiff, you probably need to add just a little bit more milk. but this half a cup seems to do the job. So I can roll it up in a ball easily. Now I'm getting ready to roll this out. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we want to turn this dough out on a floured surface. And I got my little mat here. I'm going to put this flour down. You want to make sure you have enough to spread it around. And I got my dough here. And you want to roll it into like a rectangle shape. Some may do a 12 by 20. But got my rolling pin. And I need to put some flour on my rolling pin. Don't forget to do that, because you don't want any of that sticky. Alright, I'm finished rolling it out. But doing the butter rolls, hey, you got to get what you can get out of whether it's a circle or a square or triangle. But let's go to our next step. And we want to add butter. Some people use blocks. They use tablespoons. They make them small. But this one is a little simple and easier to me. And you want to just smear your butter on. You want to sort of put it evenly. I think a spatula will work better because this butter is soft. Spread on better like this. And you want to put this butter all around. Some people add cinnamon, nutmeg, but I'm just going to add sugar. And you want to sprinkle it. This is a cup of sugar. I will not probably be using this whole cup, but you do want to add enough sugar to cover your dough. Because butter rolls is very sweet. So I feel like that is enough sugar. It depends on how much sugar you want. It's up to you. I don't really think I even use maybe a third cup. Add a little bit more. And once you add the sugar, you want to sort of like fold it. Some people roll it just like they're making cinnamon rolls. It's up to you. And some people square it off and close it or whatever. Some people do it in 2 halves and they roll it. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these up. In like long rectangles. And you could begin to like roll it. Some people may roll it that way, but I'm going to roll it this way. And what you're rolling it over, and I'm being very careful that I want cheddar dough. Some people have it 1 inch wide or whatever in that end. I'm trying to separate this because sometimes you roll the dough too hard on the surface, it will stick. And I'm not. So you want to roll it and fold it. Seal these ends together. So I want to make sure that the dough is sealed. And I'm going to cut this end off. You can use that and put it in your dish. And so I'm just shaping it, because this is the way my mom used to make it. And you can cut them off like that, or you can just lay them in the pan. So it's up to you, however you want to do it. Because you leave it one roll, you ain't got to keep sealing the ends. But I'm going to leave mine probably like this. Depends on when I get ready to lay it in my dish. And so this is the first one. And I'm going to do the rest of it, and I will be back. Alright, I'm finished rolling these. And I did pinch them as I rolled them. I did pinch them on the ends. Now I'm getting ready to put these in my baking dish. And we're going to get ready to make our sauce. I'm getting ready to make my sauce. And here's my butter rolls in this dish. So I made them long, put them in here. It's up to you. You want to break them small. But okay, I got my saucepan. Turn this on. I'm going to use 2 cans of evaporated milk. And you can use anywhere between 1.5 to 2 cups of sugar. I got my heat on medium high for right now. So I'm going to use like 1/2 cup. Depends on how sweet you want it. And I'm adding my 1 stick of butter. Yes, more butter. This is a butter roll. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is pure vanilla extract. And we're going to stir this. And you want to cook it long enough that the sugar dissolves and it comes to a little slight boil, and then you want to turn it down, and your sauce will be ready to pour over your butter rolls. All right, my butter sauce is ready to pour over the rolls, the butter rolls. I'm going to pour this. We're trying not to make a mess. So this is covered. So I'm going to save myself a little sauce. I'm not going to use all of it, because you want to make sure this covers the whole roll. And then in the process of you baking it, and if you do feel like you need to add more sauce, and then you have a little left over. So I do have my oven at 420 degrees, and I'm gonna bake the butter rolls for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, I would turn it down to 350, and I would continue to let it bake until it gets brown on the top. All right, I just got the butter rolls out of the oven. Look how it came out. It smelled delicious. And I do have enough sauce left if you want to pour some on now or do it for later. But the total cook time was 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 420, and turn it down to 350 and another 15 minutes. And this is the end result. Let's get ready to get some of this butter rolls. I'm going to take a little of it. And we're going to add some of this sauce onto it. This is going to be delicious. And I hope you try this recipe. Let's get another look at that old-fashioned butter roll. We know that it is delicious, buttery, sweet. It will be one that you would like to add in with your recipe, and I know that your family and friends will love it. And if you'd like to have this recipe, just look down below in the description box. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and anytime that I might stream live or upload a video, just hit that notification bell. And as always, have a blessed and wonderful day. This is your girl Felicia. Bye.